great people. This is Class Healing Shatter, the home of entertainment, matters, politics, relationships, and trending news. So guys, let's talk about a story today. Let's leave the wallabaloo of politics and all that aside, and let me give you a story. This is my first encounter with a thief in Nairobi. So this is what happened. Okay, first, let me give a context. When I was in campus, I used to get small jobs here and there. So there are people that used to give me jobs to type, jobs to fill in surveys. I used to have those small opportunities. So I happened to own some precious things. I'll call them precious things because those were precious things for me at that particular moment in time. I owned a laptop, I owned a camera, and I owned a phone. So those for me were precious. Above all, the most precious thing that I owned, my laptop was the most precious. It was an HP laptop. It was new, and for me, I really personally loved that laptop. Now, on my graduation day, it was on a Friday. I will never forget. That day was the most beautiful day of my life because I was like, okay, now I'm really celebrating my graduation, family, friends, and I had done excellently well, and we were being called one name after the other, and I was like super excited. Now, on my way home after graduation, usually when you are graduating, there's always that small worry at the back of your mind or about what is going to happen about you. Where will you get a job? How can you get a job? So when you are getting out of campus, you have a lot of thoughts. And when you're in campus, you are supported fully by friends and family because they believe at that particular time you are in a position to study and you are a student, that you can't take unemployment. This is in Africa now. But when you complete your university, there is some expectations from the society, from your family, from your friends, from people, even from yourself, that you need to have an employment. So getting a job in Nairobi or getting a job in Kenya isn't that easy. It's not something that comes by every day. And I know a lot of people can reckon with me. I mean, they can agree with me on this fact. So now, after completing campus, there is no guarantees. For me, it was a blessing because when I was going home that particular day, that same Friday, a colleague that knew me from a previous job called me and told me, you know what, congratulations first, but there's someone that needs somebody that can work for them, and they think that my skills match what they require. It was an international organization. It's a long gone road. I don't want to mention the name of that organization. So for me, that Friday was a moment of excitement. I celebrated almost the whole night. Double blessings that I have my certificate, I performed well, and here is a job that came calling me. I did not even have to look for it. So for me, that was a blessing. Some other people will call it luck. Personally, I don't believe so much in luck. I believe in blessings, and I believe that these blessings come somehow superpowerish, but I wouldn't say that they came because I was already working hard. Like I've given you the context. I was already looking for jobs when I was in campus. So for me, I believe in hard work and then a blessing comes. So that is me. I know some people will say, you were very lucky. For me, I don't believe in luck because, when somebody talks about luck, it means that you were just sitting somewhere and like manna was dropping from heaven during Moses' time. It just dropped. I don't see it like that in my life. Personally, I am a person that works very hard on all fronts. So for me, it was a moment of a blessing because I believe after hard work, then you are rewarded with a blessing. Now, without dwelling so much on that Friday I celebrated. Saturday I woke up, I started preparing. I slept almost the whole day of Saturday, but then later on I started to prepare, practice, talk to myself on the mirror, how I'm going to say, to introduce myself to these people on Monday, what I'm going to say. I'd already been hinted what the job was all going to be all about. So I was going there for confirmation. It wasn't like it was 100% assured, but I was giving myself the confidence and declaring that this job belongs to me. So I was doing all the practice and also preparing my very official clothes, because I had to appear very neat and well kept and confident that I could execute the job. So here I was with my very good laptop bag that I had already bought, put inside my laptop. That particular Monday, I woke up very early. I was already in town early. So around Kencom, I knew that is where I could find a public transport bus to go to my works. Personally, I didn't have money to even take a taxi. There wasn't Uber those days. And then at the same time, I wasn't even in a position to pay that much. I only had little money for survival. So that money for the public transport is what I could afford, because of course I had to keep going to work as for a full month before I could even be paid. Now, I went pretty very comfortably the first day. I alighted. That morning, I alighted at the right stage. I didn't get lost. I saw the organization. I went in, talked to the person at the gate, was let in. I went to the organization reception. I was given a seat. Later on, I was called to go to the office. The boss came. 3 people came to see me, 2 ladies and a guy. They spoke to me, asked me questions. I exuded a lot of confidence. I answered all the questions very well. I was very IT competent, guys, by that time. Because, of course, I had gone through some other trainings. I don't want to go into that at this particular point in time. So I understood a lot of things. And with my laptop there, I was told to proceed to the office. They told me I'm actually what they want, because they feel I am very well competent. There's no need of wasting time, because they needed someone urgently. So now I went to the office, and my first day, of course, it was all about induction. I was being given materials about the project or what I would be working on to put in my laptop. I would meet a couple of people and be told, this one is doing this, they will explain to you this. This one is doing this, they will explain to you this. I was given so many things, shown the websites where I was supposed to go, or the databases where I would be able to get my data and all things to keep them, all of them in my computer. So I had all that orientation. So my laptop was full of materials. Now, of course, I wouldn't say that I did not back up my work, but my laptop was very precious. Like I've told you my situation, I did not have any money somewhere to buy another laptop. At that particular time, I also didn't know that that organization was supposed to provide me with a laptop. Until much later in my life, I realized that projects were supposed to buy laptops for people. That time, what do you know? You don't know much. You are just new into the job market. Anyway, that aside, I was using my own personal laptop. So now, we have worked the whole day. I've been there 8:30, gone out for lunch, and we are now at 4 o'clock. I'm supposed to be heading back home. So I'm here carrying my laptop because, those materials, there was a lot for me to read. And I knew from that first day, there was so much work. So I was telling myself, sometimes maybe I would want to complete some of the tasks that I have not completed as well from home. So now, at that particular point in time, I went and took the public transport. From where it dropped me, I knew I would get another one to go back to town. So now, on the other side of the road from where I was dropped, I stood there to take another vehicle to town. When I say matatu, matatu is the bus. It's just a common name that we use in Nairobi to refer to the public transport. So now I entered in that bus, and inside that bus, before it even started moving, because it was there collecting people, there are some people that came in, and in a very fast manner, they started shouting, "Make sure that you tighten your seatbelt." So they were shouting like that. For me, one thing that I don't do, I don't work well with people that shout. People that shout make my brain to close down or to shut down. Because I always feel like, why can't you just talk in a normal way? Why are you shouting? And when somebody shouts on you, it's like you feel like something broke down. So anyway, that's for me. That's my own experience. So I don't like people that shout a lot. I just like people that talk in a normal way and then I can hear what they are saying very well. Now, so that person shouted like that, and I started looking for that seat belt. For those who have experiences in public transport in Nairobi, know you fasten the seat belt, because if you don't, the police will arrest you or you pay a penalty. So the seat belt was a regulation that was introduced a couple of years ago. So you have to fasten that seat belt. So as I was looking for that seat belt to fasten, these people were already taking my laptop out of my bag. You know, like my mind was already engaged. And from the way they spoke, I think it is a tactic they had used on so many other people. The tactic they used, and also when they tell you that the police will arrest you. Now you remember a lot of things. You remember you are broke. You remember you don't have money. You remember all those things come into play. So the first thing you are doing is busy looking for that seat belt. So your mind is concentrating on looking for that seat belt so that you could tie it. And now all of your hands are engaged. That means if you had a bag, you're just putting it on your lap and you are not like holding it together. So now I was busy looking for that. They had already taken my laptop and gone. It was now when it appeared to me that my bag had become lighter and it was open. God, I knew that these are the people that took my laptop. I went and took that guy. Immediately I just untightened that seat belt. I went straight and held that guy's hand and I told him, give me back my laptop. By talking with that confidence, the guy was afraid. And you know, now everyone in the vehicle now became alert. Because now when he came and shouted, we should all tighten our seat belt. I'm not the only one that was tightening. Everybody else, my neighbors, were all tightening seat belts, and everybody in the vehicle was busy. So as he was busy, he was stealing from me. So he had already seen I had a bag that possibly could be having laptop. I did not know that in Nairobi that time, you're not supposed to be carrying your bag. Like, of course, I could hear stories, but I always thought I was very careful. People would say, when you are carrying a laptop, don't carry it with a bag that somebody would tell what you are carrying. Carry in a disguised bag. And now that disguised bag is what I did not have. My goodness. So now that happened to me. So when now I went and held his hand, he gave me back my laptop. Everybody now became alert that actually there are thieves inside that vehicle. One thing I asked myself, the person that was supposed to be telling us to tighten the seat belt was not even these people that came from nowhere. It was supposed to be the conductor. But we had a conductor the conductor is the person that we pay fares to. But it was not these people that had come in. So where was the conductor at this particular point in time? So I felt like there was a collaboration between these thieves and the conductor. So now, when I held his hand, he returned my laptop back. I took it back, and now I got confused. I didn't know whether I should go out of the vehicle or I should stay. Somebody now pulled me and told me, stay in here. These people will steal from you. Don't get out of the vehicle. So now I sat close to another lady. I felt so bad that day, and I felt so confused at the same time. And you know, the vehicle was also like standing, was going to stop so that these people could now calm down. So you know, this moment of motion is when I now confronted this thief. One thing that I would say, never do that one. But for me, I did it, and it worked for me. My laptop got returned to me. But it was also a very dangerous move at that particular point in time, because I should have also thought maybe this person could have had something to attack me, or could have had something that could have harmed me. But my mind did not think like that. So I was just, let's say, this was my day of blessings that God had decided it cannot be shattered. So as my confirmation of blessings for this new job was done, somebody else wanted to win it, and that was that particular person. I took it back very fast. I told them, give me back my laptop. They gave me back. But now, later on, it occurred to me as I lighted in town, most probably these thieves were working with this conductor. Because how come we were being told to fasten seatbelt by people that we didn't know? And they were standing, they were not even seated. And the conductor was there. Maybe they work with them. They will allow them to do whatever they are doing to people. and eventually they will share the profits or the benefits of what comes out of it. That is what I was thinking personally. So anyway, without saying that much, there are 3 lessons that I want us to learn from here. First and foremost, you know, a lot of the times that people engage you in other things, there are people that come into your life, they will engage you in other unusual stuff. So your brain will be working around commotion. And such people, when they come into your life, they create commotion. So they will make sure that you are working around commotion. And when your brain is busy with their commotion, they are busy taking something away from you. So people need to know that you need to be very aware of your environment. You really need to be aware of the people that come around you. And if you see people that come with a lot of commotion, like those people came into the matatu with so much commotion, and they meant my brain to be busy doing nothing while they took away from me. That was, for me, was supposed to be, this is unusual. Although it looked like it was something very normal, like, oh, tighten that seat belt. It looks like something normal, but it is not. Then another thing, when you are in these vehicles in Nairobi, you really need to be very careful with your stuff. And one thing that you have to know, because I know another couple of people that even lost their laptops the same way. Actually, those ones were never able to recover, and they did not know exactly. They lost them for a while, because you know your brain doesn't really focus on the bag that is on your lap. I know some people that came and dropped some coins for someone and tell them, please help me collect that coin. As they are busy helping them to collect the coin, they are taking away from them. So they are stealing whatever is inside the bag from them. So it's all about the reverse psychology. You are making someone busy with other things, and you're not focusing on the real issues. At the same time, you are taking away from them. That is really something that people have to observe, because I now later on realized that it was a tactic to steal from people. And it was not only me that was affected. It was when I started sharing my story, I realized a lot of people actually had gone through the same, even worse. And for those, they were not even in a position to recover their laptop. Personally, I did recover my laptop. And like I said, when God had decided that it was my day of confirmation of my blessing, He had also decided it was not going to be ruined by anybody. That's how I got the courage to confront this person. After which a lot of people in the vehicle realized or asked me whether I wasn't even afraid of these people. They could have done something to me. Personally, they could have done something to me, did not occur in my mind. But I was targeting that laptop. Now, the third lesson that I would like to say is that if you are traveling through Nairobi, carry your laptops in disguised bags, like bags that somebody wouldn't really tell exactly what is inside. You can buy because after that, I can tell you that same day, I went and bought a bag that was neither a handbag nor a laptop bag. So it was really not even looking very clean, because now I realized when you are carrying very clean things, new things, people think you have money in Nairobi, so they would definitely take away from you. So for me, that was really a disadvantage, and I had really to make sure that it didn't happen to me. So that happened. So and another thing that I would like to say is that, you know, a number of times we don't really pay attention too much to what is happening in our surroundings. And I think it is because there is so much noise that is going around our lives that we cannot pay attention. And I would say that was one of those moments that noise is usually people talking, and you cannot pay attention because people are talking. And it is now your ability to navigate through that moment of crisis or the moment of that noise that makes the difference. You guys, that was my story. I don't want to say so much, and I don't know so much. So let me leave you. If you have any comment, leave us your comment below. Let's know, what was your story? Have you ever had an encounter with a thief in Nairobi or elsewhere? How did you deal with it? You guys, let's see you in the next video, and stay tuned for more interesting stories. Bye bye. Thank you very much.